Hey guys, welcome to another video. Arleesha here. Today we are going to be doing a sort of haul video of some items that I got from AliExpress. So if you're not familiar with AliExpress, it's a website where you can buy things, literally any kind of things. It's kind of like a Chinese Amazon where you order any types of items, not just art supplies, and they ship out from different vendors. So the primary reason that it's taken me so long to do this video is that I placed my order at the end of March, and today is May 14th, and the last item just arrived a couple of days ago. So it took almost 2 months for the things to get here, and they've been trickling in for the past month or so. So everything is here now, and I'm going to share them with you, starting with the items that you will have seen already, and that is this set of things here. These guys I got specifically to make wax stamps, so I will be using these for sending out orders and packages and things like that. I'm really excited about these. I got a stamper. The stamp itself has this really nice tree pattern on it, and I think it's really pretty. There were a lot of different ones to choose from, and also you can remove this piece, you can remove this metal piece here, and you could put different ends on if you had different ones for different stamp designs. This is the little metal spoon that I got also, and normally while the wax is still warm, I scoop it out so that the spoon is clean. I didn't do that this time. That's alright, I'll just warm it up and I'll be able to empty it out that way. And then this is the actual wax. So these are these little cubey things. I like to use about 2 of them to make a stamp, and then it's fun because I can mix different colors together to create some really fun looking stamps. And I'll list the prices for these items here. Alright, moving forward, let's talk about this guy. This is a pencil sharpener that I ordered. I really wanted like a crank pencil sharpener that had like a metal blade thing in the middle. So I got this one. It came in this little box. And this is what it looks like. I think the design of it's really cute. I like it a lot. The way pencil sharpeners like this work is you can pull this out and you'll put your pencil in, and then as it turns and cranks, whoop, this piece will slowly move in, and that will move your pencil along to sharpen it. And I can show you guys what that blade looks like too. See? As you can see, this one's a little dusty and dirty because I've already been using it. And it has a little tray in the bottom here for catching all of the bits. This pencil sharpener is okay, but it's a bit clunky to use, and I feel like the blade maybe isn't very sharp. It's kind of difficult to turn, but it's cute, and I think if I had tried this one before I had bought it, I probably wouldn't get this one. Up next, I'll show you this waxed thread that I got. Waxed thread, it's kind of self-explanatory as to what this is. It's thread that has been waxed, and it's kind of, you can see it stays a bit more rigid because of the wax. It also slides in and out better. I use this for bookbinding, and I actually use this for, I'll put a link, the last sketchbook that I made in my most recent single sheet sketchbook video DIY thing, and it's pretty good wax thread, and it was pretty affordable. I'm happy with it. And I'll put the prices for these 2 items here. Now we're going to move into talking about the brushes I got. I got more brushes than anything else, and these 2 were each ordered separately, and we'll talk about them first. They both came in these pink tubes to protect them. This one I haven't used yet. You can see it still has its plastic bit on the end, and let's talk about how these 2 are different. So you can't really judge the differences of these 2 brushes by their tips, just because this one may look a lot pointier, but that's just because this one's been used, and this one still has its like protective coating on it, so it's still pretty rigid. The one on the right here is a synthetic brush, and the one on the left claims to be like a Kolinsky hair, I think, sable brush. So I'm going to test them out for you, and we will see how they are different or the same. They both have like the wire bound around the ferrule. I do like this one a little bit better. I feel like this plastic wire binding is kind of ugly, but I don't want to take it off. I feel like that would just be deconstructing the brush. So here's what the brushes look like once they have been wet. It looks like the natural haired one on the left does come to a bit of a finer point, but let's go ahead and test them out with some paint. So I'm starting with the natural hair brush, and I wanted to just start making marks so that I could gauge the line width variation and also how much water the brush can hold, how well does it come back to a point on its own, things like that. And I'm just going to keep on using this brush until it runs out of paint or water, and we will see how long that lasts me. This brush is technically only a size 1, so it's pretty small. All right, let's go with that. I'm gonna say that felt like it held a lot of liquid to me, and I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty interesting. Let's try the other one. Now this second one I have already been using a little bit. I have used this one for gouache because I tried it with watercolors and I was already kind of unhappy with the amount of water it held, and it doesn't come to very fine of a point. But because it's synthetic, it works really well for gouache, and that's actually my preference for gouache, is to use synthetic brushes. So let's take a look and compare this one here. As you can see, it doesn't come to as fine of a point as the other one, and it feels like this one holds less liquid, but it's still not too bad. I mean, so I think overall I would say they both hold a decent amount of water, but the natural tip one does seem to have a finer point on it. It'll be interesting to see how these guys hold up over time and how they're different from one another. Both of these brushes are by Art Secret, and I will leave the prices of these brushes here. So these items here all actually came together in a set. This was a set of 8 calligraphy brushes and a bamboo sort of carrying case for them. Let me show you what this is. So if we open up this case, we can see that it has some little pockets to hold the brushes, and this is actually really, really handy because I can store these brushes here and I can actually take them with me if I want to paint outside of my home, but I want to bring brushes that I like with me. And of course, these can fit any brushes, not just these guys. So if there are other brushes that I want to take, I can kind of customize that. And because the bamboo is a little bit rigid, it will protect the brushes, and but it's still kind of airy, so I don't have to worry about the moisture of wet brushes being inside of here. And I really, really like this case. I think it's super, super nice. It's a little bit difficult to show the complete range of line width variation when it comes to calligraphy brushes, because in order to do that I have to hold the brush straight up and down, so it makes it less visible for you guys. But hopefully you'll get the gist of how these guys vary from one another. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the range of sizes in this set. I really, really like the detail brushes, especially as I feel like I didn't have anything like them in my calligraphy brush collection, but I will say that my favorite calligraphy brushes are probably still ones that I already had. But overall, this set is really handy, and I like that it has the carrying case. I've already been using that for other brushes to carry things around, and I will put the price of this set right here. So the last two things I got were these pads of watercolor paper. They're pretty large, both of them. These barely fit in frame. This one here is a pad of paper, so it's not a block. They're just adhered at the one edge. You can tear them off. And this is size A3 200 GSM cold press watercolor paper. So on the item listing you could get like fine grain, medium grain, and like rough, I'm assuming, and this one is medium, which I'm assuming would fall into that cold press range. Overall, the paper is not too bad. I have used it, the primary piece that I've used it for is this acrylic wash piece that I have actually sent off to a friend. It was part of an art trade and it worked really, really well for that. I have used this paper, it's in sketchbooks as well. I haven't had a ton of experience with it, but what I have done with it I have enjoyed so far. The other pad of paper is this one. It's smaller than the A3 size, but this is definitely larger than like an A2 size, which would be like half of the big blue one. And this one measures 380 by 260 millimeters. This one is 100% cotton. The other one underneath is not. And this one was fine grain, but I would still consider this to be cold press paper. And let me go ahead and show you those textures side by side here. You can see that they both have a bit of a texture. It is more pronounced on the larger one, and the larger pad does have a bit more of a mechanical texture. I also like that the smaller pad is in block form, so it doesn't matter to me as much that this is 200 GSM paper because it's like completely glued down and I don't have to worry about my piece being warped once it's completely dry. And this fine grain paper I'm actually using right now for the piece that I'm working on with my Daniel Smith paints, that portrait that I showed in my community tab a few days ago. Let me show you where I'm at with that. And I'll just give you a little sneak peek, just a little bit of sneak peek. Yeah, okay. So that's how that piece is going so far. There is some buckling while the paper is wet because that's a little bit thinner, but it dries completely flat. So far, so good. And I will put the prices for each of these two papers here. This is a blue one. This is the other one. So I hope you guys have enjoyed taking a look at these various products with me. I've had a lot of fun sharing them with you, and let me know if you guys have ever used AliExpress. What are your opinions? Do you know anything about the manufacturing of these products or anything like that? I would be really interested to hear your thoughts. Thanks for hanging out in this slightly more casual video setting with me today.
What's this?
What's that? That is just a piece from the candle. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it's alright that it's a little bit more of a casual sort of setting. I'm really happy that all this stuff is finally here so I can share it with you, and I will see you all on Thursday. Have a wonderful week, guys.